Hi, it's me, Aaron.
Okay, Aaron, where are you calling from?
California. We spoke before last year. I'm the Libertarian.
You're the Libertarian?
Okay. I was the guy we spoke last year. You had a YouTube video that says a Libertarian caller tried to outwit Seder.
I mean, I feel like we probably have like 10 of those. Me. But I'm sorry, Aaron. I don't remember you, but I'm happy to hear from you. I just, you have to understand, I do 200 or 300 shows a year, and we get, a lot of Libertarian callers, but I appreciate your calling in.
No worries. Well, our last conversation was about the minimum wage.
Okay.
And I kind of wanted to rectify. So the last thing I said, in LA, it's more than $15 an hour to have an apartment and the amenities to live. A basic standard of living that you presented. And I said that it's still not enough, but at the same time, I'm still not for the minimum wage. I think that's kind of like where we started off.
Okay, so if I remember correctly, I was saying that I think the minimum wage should allow you to be able to afford to live where you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. And definitely not. $50 an hour in LA, I mean, if you're trying to get like a basic apartment on your own, and unfortunately, it's not enough, and I understand that because I'm libertarian. And it's not to say I don't want people to have more money and to, not live properly. It's just that I just don't believe in the state is capable of doing that.
Okay. I'm sorry. Say again.
I don't believe them. I don't believe that the minimum wage will cater to that. I don't believe that the minimum wage will be able to do that for people. Even if you raise it to like $20 an hour or $100 an hour, I just don't think first of all, that's possible. But even if you could, I think what would happen would be inflation, and that's pretty much it. Because when you really think about it, it's not really necessarily the price. It's not necessarily the price that is the problem. It is the productivity, the limited resources that people have in regards to what we have in LA. But there's a lot of people living in LA, but there's just not a lot of homes. So if you really want to focus on the standard of living, you need to focus on production as opposed to the living wage. And that's my belief.
All right. So you're saying that if you want to allow people to live in LA, we need to have more homes, and
yes.
And maybe we need to decommodify to a certain extent too, right?
What do you mean by decommodify?
Well, we got a lot of people out there using homes to make a profit.
Okay.
Right?
Uh-huh.
And the numbers I've seen are something like around 30 to 40,000 people who are unhoused. Probably more. I think we're just talking LA, right? And that there's something like close to 100,000 vacant units. That doesn't seem like efficient use of resources, does it?
No, for sure. But why are they vacant, and how are they able to sustain vacant homes or vacant places? That's my question.
How are the owners able to sustain vacant homes? Well, maybe they're renting them out with Airbnb. Maybe they just are rich enough to afford housing.
Right. So you think, that would suck. That would suck if they're just like investing into
maybe they're looking to maybe they're just looking to flip it.
So what kind of legislation would you stipulate?
There's a lot of places I know. There's a lot of places upstate that I know. For instance, in New York, just off the top of my head, where they're basically saying can't do short-term rentals anymore.
Okay, short-term rentals. And what?
can't do Airbnb,
like,
which you're using it as a hotel. Okay. You got to actually put it on the market, put it on the rental market. That would, you put 93,000 units on the rental market, and rents are going to come down.
Got it. Okay, that could be a solution, but at the same time, I don't think. I think that's a solution for people that are invested in living there for a very long time. But I don't think it really solves the issue with, and I'm not saying it because I want to contradict you because, I'm a libertarian. Like I said, that's good for people that need homes, like maybe not permanently, but for long term. But I think to really solve the issue is finding a ways to make more homes. And I think one of the issues with the production of homes is, you're probably going to disagree with me, but maybe...
well, I just told you, we have all the homes we need. Right?
Okay.
I mean...
Right.
I mean, before we get into how building codes are making it hard to build new homes, I mean, I think, like, if you're worried about the supply of homes, they're clearly there.
Okay.
Aaron, always a pleasure. Yeah. Always a pleasure to touch base.
All right. Thank you.
Call me again. He must wait to call when he's in his car, and then he just sort of. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, one quick fact for anybody that enters these debates in the future is just to know that housing vacancies usually outstrip houselessness by a factor of 3. Most places, we have lots of vacant homes.
I mean, I think I am okay also with, getting building codes so that we can go higher in certain areas and have more density. I think that can.
Oh yeah, I would get rid of my personal, my war on cars. I would get rid of parking requirements. That if you need a certain amount of parking spaces for a certain amount of units, that basically is a subsidy to cars.
Yep. I mean, there's a whole host of different things that we can do. In the meantime, we can also raise the minimum wage, which will help people. But if you're worried about it being inflationary, if you basically think that we can never attain an equilibrium where people can afford to live in a place, right? Like, I mean, if inflation is not just a function. We can inflate wages, or people can make enough money so that they can afford to live there. And if your theory is that if that happens, people are just going to raise their prices and price a certain amount of people out, which I think probably is sort of like foundational to our system, then it really seems like if you actually are concerned about allowing people to be able to live in a place and afford to live, then it seems to me that you have to then support some function of the state to make it affordable for people to stop that sort of like cycle. Maybe it's rent control. Maybe it's limiting the ways in which you can profit off of an apartment or a house. There's a whole host of different ways in which there can be intervention to stop that cycle, if you believe that's the cycle that inevitably is going to happen.
To protect your community.
Well, our last conversation was about the minimum wage.
Okay.
And I kind of wanted to...
What's the theory?